Yeah, greetings to all in creation. This is again myself, Aurora, Mother of New Creation, the one and only, you know, as Dima T from the First Contact Grand Crew team. Guess what happened? Guess what? I got my Arcane name served, but then shit hit the fan because of the 333 spell that was implemented on the grids while I was up there. We were sitting separately in separate rooms. I was in a room, and the one who was serving as Lucifer, Archangel Uriel for Creation, Sir Terry, was in the room next door, and I was writing some stuff on my journal for the next article, and then Archangel Michael walked in my room, and I mentioned something about 333. He's like, oh my god, Lucifer just wrote the same note at the same hour, and you ought to go check what's going on. So I went to the room, and I was like we were just comparing notes at 333, and I had a like crazy body just reverberation where all my intestines suddenly like gave out, and I wasn't sure what was going on. Like something really weird happened in my physicality, and I wasn't feeling too well, and I went, and he had written something else at 333. Like we always used to take notes and like write down angelic numbers for the next article every day, and I'm not sure what he had written on his end, but that's when I started to receive calls from Amber, and I took it outside because me like Michael can't really stand, you know. Then he's like, Amber who? Because at first she was Amber Aurora before she stole the whole thing for Aurora Diamond Rainbow, and my birthday and everything else. And this transmission here is a follow-up of the Minutes of Meeting little channeling we had prior to this one, and it's in terms of my study of the divine masculine kind of what do you call it, consciousness. So when I first came from LA, I was very disconnected from, you know, the guilt trip and the pain of Stephen Thompson. You know, I had no idea on his end at all what he had been through and how he transformed energies, but he is not a etheric being. Like, he has no etheric abilities besides black magic with the hookers. He's very strong in black magic, all of them. Michael Adam Tompkins has a chamber in Ohio downstairs with all mirrors and black stuff, and like he calls upon demons, and you know, he told me at some point that he sent an etheric dog on me and Amy Carlson because Amber's whole point was to prove that she's mother and that we are like stupid idiots. That was her point. So as a matter of fact, she used my website, AuroraMotherNutrition.com, to like say all sorts of nasty, mean things about Amy, like, oh, whatever, heroin, like drugs and sex, and she should be arrested. And they used me to get her in trouble, and that was never the point of my website. Like, they took liberties on my website, and this is also something I want to discuss about, like, in motion hosting my website. So since I left the island, it turned out that all my teams here that I had trusted since I arrived here, and since I started to ascend in the echelons, and I went from you know, the food and beverage industry to the alternative healing industry with my yoga license. And then I took it further to getting all my Reiki degrees online and my master course for abundance, where I set up my platform, where like the dream would be to own a platform where each being can get a session, then be hooked up to the platform, and then present articles or whatever kind of work they do, so that they can also get more. So like when there's sugar, there's ants. Like, you know, we do the whole sugar trip there for all in creation to be serviced. So that was the plan that I came up with in my class that I took, my master class, and the teacher was literally, she was like also a master degree holder from, you know, that she shifted to etheric, which was brilliant. She was an adorable woman, and I don't know that I can ever find her again. She was in Los Angeles at the time. Now I don't know where she might be. And I graduated, and we had to pass a test. I did everything here at the Metropolitan, the current Ascend Hotel. All my Reiki classes that I took online, my first surgery, and all the rest of whatever came along. So then, as soon as I got out of the Ascend Hotel, and I went to and mind you, Ascend Hotel had two beds in the room for me, because they had already David had already told me that once you leave, you'll be replaced. You know, because David is an antichrist guy, same as Forsyth. They don't love God. Those who don't love God have a mental defect problem. They start right away to believe in their like patronizing masculine consciousness that they are God, but they have no grounds to stand on, because they don't do that coming from a point of right action or from a point of attainment. They have not attained anything to proclaim any divinity on any level. All they are is egomaniacs running around on cash and acquired power and acquired contacts, and some of them have personal affiliations with the police. They think it's really powerful. Some of them with a bank system. Some of them have very rich parents that can get them hooked up on Wall Streets or whatever, or travels, or... And I know all about the crook world, because I come from a government that also has a lot of defects, like our democracy, because the Phoenix, Lebanon, we are a democracy where, you know, the 13th tribe, we had to grow up. And to all everyone who says that I was adopted and everything, it's not true. I am my father's biological daughter and my mother, and we have photographs of like the whole pregnancy and etc. And then what's, you know, I don't know about the rumors said about me, etc. I cut cords with that eternally and beyond. It was, you know, a plan by beings who hate the resurrection, and they hate God. They cannot, and I don't know how they go to court. Like, how do you swear on this book if you hate Jesus? How? How are you in this country where every dollar says God bless America if you are not of God? How? How can a Muslim use $1? Like, how can you be so indecent? How can you be without principle, without... How? And how can you call it we the people? There is a real problem at the source of things. This is a book that everybody swears on, right? At every court, at every presidential inauguration, and every Senate, every House of Representative, there's this book at the table before anything happens. And every dollar, every immatriculation plate on the flag, God bless America and God we trust. So then, how do you live here if you don't in God you trust? And if you don't, God bless America, how? Or if you're a fraud God person, how? What is wrong? What is the matter? Is my question. So they had me at the Ascend Hotel, and mind you, in the Ascend Hotel, they don't have any gospel in any room. I was just there a week ago. There's no gospel in any drawer, let alone downstairs. It's ruled by Sam. Sam is the manager. Samuel, and he has 0 gospels. The whole place doesn't exist. It does not exist in the Ascend Hotel. It doesn't exist. So next thing you know, I had to be extrapolated by force from the Ascend Hotel and placed in Broad Creek Landing in Forest Cove by Matt Hudson, the Hollywood radio guy that took many photographs on me too, and also participated in my defamation, etc. You know, for calling me at first Dima Local Beach Angel. And then once I went to Shasta, he got pissed off because they, on island time, the patriarch consciousness becomes insane because they're not connected to the mainland. So they think that they have the complete right to be their own deity, which is not the case if you are not part of the right action system and flow of the atoms, because the atomics know. Yehovah is watching every moment, the Elohim. It's ever present. You can't blaspheme in the name of Jesus. It will not go through at any cost. No. So I go to Broad Creek Landing, and I'm there with Laura Shofroth, and she ends up marrying Steven, her guy. and I was abroad when she did, and it was over there that William Hoisington met me at the, you know, Carolina Crab. And he offered to hook me up with a website. He's like, oh, you're a spiritual healer and you don't have a website, let me take care of that. He sat me at a table at Smooth here with Fifth Fisson. You know, I'm not sure if it was Marty at that point or Fifth Fisson, if they had already changed, you know, if Marty had given power to the Canadians yet. I don't know what point we were on. I'm not remembering who the bartender was that day, but there was Matt Hudson to my right, and then there was William Hoisington to my left. And William Hoisington came by, and Matt Hudson was my to-go person to call. Like anything I needed, you know, he picked me up. I went and I helped him clean Cool Cats every day. We restocked the booze together. Like we went to all the stores, bought all the liquor for the bar. I was like, he taught me how to prepare all the drinks at the bar. We did like events together. I have all the pictures. You know, he has me like in photographs for the Cool Cats, you know, ads, like with a Cool Cats t-shirt on. You know, I was local beach angel. I went to Riley's, the Triangle, like the beach club. Everybody knew me. I was like the local, like rock star celebrity, you know, status. However, David had already warned me, the moment you leave a room, you get replaced. But that in itself is an erroneous concept, because that in itself goes against the Elohim. David hates the Torah. David has a problem, literally. And he was born speaking fluent Hebrew, and he was born reciting the Torah. That's who David is. However, whatever thing happened between his father and mom, the like Barry Ehrlichman, how Barry left, and then he had to be adopted by Ray Rogers, the parking lot owner of New York, and how he had to be subservient to the, you know, biological brother Craig Rogers, etc., rendered David in a very pissed off guy. David is a very livid man. He thinks he's Godhead, and he thinks he's like higher than the Elohim. Truly, he really does. But his awakening is a dark awakening, because it doesn't track is the main thing, because he shunned God out of the picture. There's no, like, the Jesus thing, like, he's like, the Jesus thing doesn't exist, etc., 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 yet. And it reflects on many levels, which I will not go through right now. And bless you and all your team. And you will learn from what you've done in abandoning my G6 and giving my identity away. You will learn, because you will learn that لا يصح إلا الصحيح أنا الحق. That's it. You know what that means. You know what Tabriz says. You know everything. Stop making pretend you don't. Now, since I left the island after the Broad Creek commencement of lovedima.com, that then got transformed to auroramofcommunication.com when I got my resurrection, because my website works in tandem with me, then I left the island, and my divine plans, like, to me, I don't live in the patronizing consciousness where I am trapped by something called island time illusion. I'm a being of the world. I'm a citizen of the world. I'm a godly citizen of the world. Whether I'm in Jamaica, Thailand, Norway, Hungary, Chicago, Illinois, or Tanzania, I'm the same being. It never changes. I'm always the same. Always, and in everything. I don't have like fluctuation needs. I don't have any of that. So I left the island, and then all they started to do with InMotion hosting, the team, because they bought them off, because apparently since the beginning, when William Hoisington paid me $500 to open this website, he was doing it to serve Louisiana, which was working on this since before I ever knew, with her whores here, Leah Gum and her buddies. Amber Dawn Galardia is a powerful whore from Louisiana who has a network of whores that all work together. All the strippers, they all worked in tandem with her to fuck me up, making pretend I was one of them. I was never one of the strippers, never ever. Cristal forced my name there because she's a Latina in tandem with Maria, the Latina too. The Latinos have problems with me. Lenz Law, my first lawyer, was Mexican. He fucked me over beyond any recognition. And then the Louisiana strippers also have a problem, because that's the French issue with the Statue of Liberty and the terrorism hidden underlying current. So since I left, I thought I was leaving to open Heaven on Earth again in Florida. That was my divine first plan, like to go, because I'm from Florida, like. But they wouldn't let me. Like everything I did at the first hotel, and I paid a lot of money every week. I would pay them weeklies. You know, I stayed at that hotel. I was painting, new creation art, everything at the hotel down in Florida. And my plan was to complete. They started to renovate the hotel, and my plan was to have everybody who checks in get a session, go in the pool. And then I have all the visitors. Like I'm seeking to create Godhead. I don't need validation from a guy, because I'm already validated by the Elohim, by Yahuwah himself. He gave me the new creation covenant for me to take the Judeo-Christians to the next level, to embrace the resurrection and unite for the purpose of co-creation, heaven on earth, divine co-creators living in harmony and peace, ever present. But everything they did, like the Indian crew there, they renovated the whole hotel, we redid the pool and everything, but then you had Amber painted all in orange, which is not a bad thing. But then Russell Pearson was texting me saying all sorts of mean things like hasta nunca and whatever, like thank you next, like some teenage fucking like teeny bopper from God knows Tanzania where, you know what I mean? Because he's like, everybody was telling me that soon as if I plan to go left, Amber goes before me to fuck the guy. Like, that's her main plan of attack. She sends all her Louisiana nigger whores, and then she goes straight to the dick. That's how the whole planet is dumbed down by the little hooker, clonatic, and everybody's protecting her. Because they get their dick sucked by it. Just like yesterday, she was right here. Like, it's disgusting, really. Like, the girl here at the counter, she's Floridian. She's disgusted. She doesn't even know what to do with me. I'm like, every day I kiss, you know, tip my hat and bow. You know, I'm like, thank you, honey. You know, we don't know anything about this Carolina terrorism with Louisiana, Ohio hookers. We don't know shit. We're from Florida here. I don't know nothing. And Florida, how they betrayed me with the Ashley thing. So watch this. Everything they've been seeking to do with the InMotion hosting, and those are adult people. Like, if you think that the banks are idiotic and the churches, but look where it started, my website. Everything I would do, like I'm in Miami, they go to the police station or to the homeless station, they get fucked, which Steven told me they would do. They get fucked behind those, like, you know, mirror effect glasses where only they can see my way. I can't see what's going on. They're fucking while I'm begging for a tampon because I don't have money and I have my period, and they don't let my card go through anymore from Audi because my dad apparently agreed to sell me off for some asinine reason. So I don't have the ability anymore to pay for my tampons that day, and I'm begging the homeless center to please cover me. So then I'm bleeding in the park like an animal. Like, that was my story. Nobody's helping me because they're fucking behind the scenes, and then they come back to Carolina, and the Carolinians gave them a wedding in my name. You know, their wedding comes from extreme fraud, extreme woman abuse, extreme. And like, look, then my fraudulent website InMotion Hosting would call me. Oh, hi, look at this. This undersigned acknowledges and understands that he, she, customer, they called me an it in Miami. And or InMotionHosting.com. And this, motherfuckers, you guys have to close. InMotion Hostings, you are niggers. Received a complaint regarding material posted on customer's website, the website, which violates IMH's terms and conditions and or the law. And what is this? Isn't it against the law to fuck in my name and to marry in my name? But if I post a picture of an anime girl, I get shut down, or my paintings, because they stole my paintings. Every time they would steal another painting, they would shut me down. And you're calling that the law? That's the law of what? That's the law of niggers. That's what created COVID, you fucking niggers. In order to reinstate customer's account, customer agrees to obey IMH's terms to the law. What law? I have to accept that a nigger is fucking, you know, my guy in my name, without, and then kicking me out of my house, and that he's approving of that, and everybody wants to kill me in America or deport me because Russell Pearson also said so, because my dad also agreed to provide image with accurate account information, remove all links, with the subject of the recent suspension. if the content is not removed within 24 hours. And no, mind you, they had stolen my apparel, my laptop, when they said within 24 hours. I don't have a laptop to go through any of this, right? Electronic transmission, customer agrees, la 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 la. And then I had to sign. See, I signed Aurora and I put Dima Tabrawi, my signature. Like now I'm gonna reinstate both, because apparently she signs only as Aurora at Wells Fargo, because I did that when they reopened my account, when she decided to send me off to Stablegate Road. And I told the fucking niggers at Wells Fargo that you are frauds, fucking frauds. And she's like, no, we don't joke around. No, you're a joke to begin with. And we have to reinstitute everything. One currency, one global bank. That's it, Bank of Aurora. We're going to start it from there. If the government can't comply with United States of Aurora Global, because you're like all with a clone nigger on island trash tramp, fucking Ohio, Louisiana, Niggerville, Boogerville, it's going to start with a bank institution. I'm the Phoenix. I created the fucking shit. You can't turn the shit around on me. I'm Tiberius the fucking Phoenix. Prime the fuck creator, original, the real blood of Christ. That's me, the 13th fucking tribe, you motherfucking morons. You gonna tell me which end is up? No, I tell you which end is up. Because my hand is on the gospel. I am the gospel, bitch. And I am the fucking Torah, bitches. Mother of new creation, heaven on earth, it's all here. And they've been fucking niggering me. And then they closed me down in LA because of this picture. And because like she's still putting magic on me. Like her magic consists of having my hair fall. They're telling me that's the graveyard magic. And she had one of her daughters there that went to Shasta. Her kids hated her in Shasta. Oh my God, everybody knows her kids never hung out with her. They came to me, started to like hump my feet all day while I was getting sessions and doing the whole work for All in Creation, fucking cleaning all the floors. What would she do? Well, go stuff her face and then talk shit about me with Miguel all day, every fucking day. You know, fucking gross. Like, this was the grossest experience of my life. Honestly, Hilton World, I cannot, you know, I know your politics. You did all this, like Michael Iaquinta did this so that I end up with him instead of Steven, so that he can take the cake and steal the show. William Forsythe, you know, has his like also ego mind, like, why did you leave? You deserve this if you left. You have to be replaced. No, that's the same as David. David is the same. Oh, if I leave the room, you're going to replace me? No, I'm still in the other room, but I'm still me. And I still do my gig anywhere I am. If you motherfuckers on the island are crook-ass, nigger, mongoloid, clonatic, black witches, that does not mean that I failed. You failed. You didn't make the grade. Obviously. Shame on you, Hoisington. Shame on all of you. All of you.